Matt, you got your line. Sorry. In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast, we're going to do something a little bit unusual.
Wait.
I'll tell you, Matt. So, it's always unusual with us, but
Right.
That's beside the point.
Right.
But I was lying in bed last night and I'm thinking about golf because I'm playing golf.
You scared me for a second, there, but go on.
So I'm just kind of thinking because oftentimes I'll think about my swing and kind of like visualize it in my head, and then I thought, you know what? What if you could mix golf and therapy together?
I'm sure you can.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today.
All
I
right.
came up with the idea. I did some research online today. So we're going to talk about golf and therapy and how we might be able to put those two things together for people.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Absolutely. And as usual, we'll give away free stuff. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right back.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying, like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this antique over here out of Detroit.
Spawn in the hellfires of Motown. Take him to Detroit.
No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No.
Stationed in Drambuie. It's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit. Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit. It's in Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? It is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist. We're back with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
Well, hello.
Hello, Matt Fox. That's the other voice you hear.
You know,
we're hanging out on a Monday evening doing a podcast.
It's been a week.
It has been a week.
And things are good.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're a little chilly there beginning of last week or end of last week, but
I have opinions.
Yeah, right.
But we'll continue on.
Yeah. So we're here in the Palatial Podcast Your Voice Southfield Studios.
Thank you.
Hanging out, having a drink, doing a podcast.
Yes.
Life is good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Honestly, it's been quite the excursion.
Yes, absolutely. So let me tell you, first of all, folks, where you can find me. My website is motorcityhypnotist.com. Check that out, especially if you're looking to book a show. We're getting really close to prom and grad season. We're only a couple months out. Let's say 2.5 months out. So if you need a show for your grad night or your post-prom party,
sure,
now's the time to book.
Right.
You can do it online. You can have a quote within minutes without talking to anyone. Now, you can talk to somebody if you'd like, but we make it easy so that I know a lot of people are adverse to making phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of the way the world has gone in the past 20 years.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like, if I can just type and not have to speak to someone, it might work out better. So anyway, check it out on the website, motorcityhypnotist.com. Also, I'm going to push a thing here that's kind of in process. So in the hypnosis world, I've been to conventions and seminars and classes and networking with a bunch of other hypnotists, but there's a lot of crossover with hypnotists, magicians, and mentalists. So
okay.
If you've ever seen, do you know who Darren Brown is?
Yes.
So he does a mix, like his shows are a mix of magic, hypnosis, and mentalism.
Mm-hmm.
So mentalism is kind of like mind reading, predictions, things like that. So I started adding mentalism shows to my hypnosis act couple of years ago when I do fairs for a week and I'm doing multiple shows a day, I mix it up and do a mentalism show in the middle of that.
So is that, it's like, I feel a pee. I feel a pee in the audience. Is that
it's
like,
not like that. It's not cold reading like psychics would do.
okay.
This is more like, I'll give you an example of one of the acts.
Okay.
It's really just, I have a small notebook and in it, it's filled with actors' names, every actor, like Denzel Washington,
Okay.
Tom Hanks, Morgan Freeman.
Do you lead them down a path to pick?
Well, no, here's the thing. We ruffle through there and they say, stop at any one of them. I open it up. Let's say
it's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Good example. Let's say it's Tom Hanks. They say, okay, so out of all leads, you told me to stop where you stopped. Meanwhile, somebody else is holding a sealed envelope. They open the envelope.
And it's Tom Hanks.
And it's Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
So, and I can't, of course, reveal the secrets because that would ruin the fun. But the whole point is, it's kind of a cool thing to have, especially with a smaller group of people, like 5-10 people. I could come to your house and do a mentalism show.
Sure. All right.
So check that out as well. The website is in process right now, but I'm going to put a link to it on my Motor City Hypnotist site, which will take you to that site if you want to book a mentalism show.
Oh, fun.
Which is a little bit different than a hypnosis show, but kind of in the same genre.
You're branching out.
Yes.
David.
Yeah. So we're giving you more opportunities. You can find me on social media on Facebook and YouTube, which are both Motor City Hypnotist, and on Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok for now, knock on wood, at Motor City Hypno, HYPNO.
Woo.
And as we've done every episode, going way back to number 1, text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510.
Yep.
To get your free hypnosis guide.
Okay.
And it will also give you a link to my Google page where you can leave a review, which would be greatly appreciated.
Excuse me.
So again, text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. That number will be in the show notes, and it will also be on the website. If you go to the website, that's the same phone number.
All right.
All right. The biggest thing, wherever you're listening, whatever platform you're on, please connect, subscribe, link, join, whatever it is on your platform, and leave a review for the podcast. That's really helpful, and it helps us out.
All right. I like it.
All righty. Let's go.
Is it time? It's time.
That's how winning is done.
All right. Make me happy. Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's see what we got.
This is funny because this is a story about a doctor, and his
Okay.
name is Dr. Singh. Dr.
Okay.
Singh is also the name of our psychiatrist at our office.
And Singh is spelled Singh?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
All right.
Dr. Singh is 91, but you wouldn't know it. He works all the time to improve the center and plans to open a third location, are moving right along.
Okay.
His method is contingent on transformation born from compassion and steady reinforcement. According to the Better India, I think that's a publication, Dr. Singh was among the earliest doctored psychiatrists in independent India, but it was his time in the army fighting in the 1962 Indochina War that helped him understand the psyche behind addictions.
Okay. Well, in wartime, and the troops and the soldiers, they
Right.
will gravitate to things that will help them forget about something that happened that day.
Well,
Sure.
it's a traumatic experience, and you suffer from PTSD and all of that.
Yeah.
Army personnel are exposed to highly stressful situations. Long periods away from home can affect their mental health.
Real quick, this was in 1961. You said, what year was
No,
it?
that's when he served. 1962 in the Indochina War. He served in that.
So back then, was it considered shell shock still?
Oh, that's a good. Probably it was
All right.
probably referred to as that.
All right,
yes.
go on.
Yes. Army personnel are exposed to highly stressful situations. Long periods away from home can affect their mental health. Some even experience post-traumatic stress disorder after combat and war, Singh said. So that fits right in.
Yeah.
At the Akpal Center in Punjab's Sangrur district, Singh has seen all kinds of addiction, from intravenous drug use to addiction to the fumes of whitener. I'm assuming that's some sort of thinner paint, some sort of substance.
Did you eat paint chips as a child?
He even admitted a man who was addicted to the adrenaline shock from snake bites.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's getting a little extreme there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
In every case, his method is the same: physical exercise, organized sports, yoga, medical treatment if needed,
Mhm.
and introducing the concept of service inherent in his Sikh faith without any room for haranguing or preachiness.
Huh. Haranguing meaning
harassing, like,
Okay.
about people's beliefs or non-beliefs,
Got it.
criticizing.
Thank you.
Dr. Singh believes that the root cause of addictions lies in certain experiences that the person has battled, and that an eventual moral reckoning, either with themselves or with those who have harmed them, is the end goal of rehabilitation. Remembering one patient admitted for injecting a mixture of substances that caused 2 separate marriages to fail, a mixture of medication, individual and group counseling, and spiritual healing helped him through the withdrawal process.
Wow.
His withdrawal symptoms subsided. He gained 6 kilograms. His sleep and appetite improved, and his mood became cheerful. He was discharged with advice for regular follow-up, Singh notes. Today, the former patient works in a factory, is happily married, and has referred over 60 addicts from his area to this center.
Wow.
The Sikhs believe that to be born as a human as a result of first being born as, let me read this as a kind of a convoluted sentence. The Sikhs believe that to be born as a human is a result of first being born as every single other animal on earth once. And therefore that life is to be cherished and the fruits derived from it to be shared.
I thought you were going to say born female. No, we're all conceived female, but go on.
Yeah. It's a fine starting point for any attitude towards healing addiction in society, that the lives of addicts not only matter, but are beautiful and endowed with purpose.
Wow.
So this guy's been doing great work in India, again, helping countless people, countless of addicts, thousands of addicts recover. And again, that's really through empathy, yoga, and acts of service.
I love that.
Yeah. So anyway,
thank you, Dr.
Singh.
Dr. Singh.
Definitely winner of the week.
That's how winning is done.
So
Yes, it is.
There you go.
So, back to it.
So how is your golf swing been progressing over the past couple of years?
Okay,
David?
so let me catch you up, because I've only been playing not even 3 years yet.
Total.
Yeah.
You never played in your longer?
Well, I can't say I've never played, like never swung a club before.
Okay.
I went once with my dad when I was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a couple of charity events. Where I just went and
you hacked away.
Yeah. So no, I mean, yes, I have golfed before, but single digits, like maybe 5 times total in my life.
Okay.
So I just started 2.5 years ago. Let's place it, because it was 2 summers ago. This summer will be the 3rd summer golfing.
And you did this in conjunction with your lovely bride.
I did. So my wife started this. She said, I want to learn to play golf. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool thing. Yeah, go do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she started going out, and she would go out on her own on her days off, because she worked for me at the time. So she said, I'm golfing today. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you this afternoon, whatever,
And then she started beating you on the course.
She started, and then I thought, you know what? I think this would be a good thing for us to do together to kind of, strengthen our relationship and have that additional bond.
Fair.
Which is great. So overall, I started, let's say 2.5 years ago. And again, just starting, I was a hack. My scores were like 120, 130.
On a 9-hole.
No. Thank goodness it was 18, but you know what I'm saying.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
It just and here's the other thing. When I first started that first summer, I had to buy 4 sleeves of golf balls just to finish 18 holes.
Only 4. Good for you.
I mean, at minimum. Because at some point, I remember distinctly certain times leaving at like hole 12 because I was out of balls.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So I have been in all total transparency. It's not like I've figured all this out. I've been taking lessons consistently for the last couple of years.
Right.
So my handicap when I ended last summer was right around 18.
Okay.
And I feel like this last few months, it's kind of, and I don't want to brag. Kendra would probably laugh at me, but
she's not listening at
she's
this
not
point
in right now. But so my golf guy said, hey, I said, your swing is getting to the point where we might want to look at, upgrading your clubs, because my irons are 30 years old.
Right.
They've been in a basement in a bag for years.
So you got new irons. And new clubs.
I haven't got new irons.
Oh, you haven't
No,
yet?
I'm still using these 30-year-old irons.
All right. So getting new.
So my golf guy said, I think it's time for you to get a pair, to have you fitted for clubs that are going to work with your swing, work better with your swing.
My hand is up.
Yes.
So the irons, the clubs you've been playing on, and we'll get to the therapy side here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get fitted for new clubs, your swing is going to change again.
Yes.
And you have to remember that.
Oh,
I'm preparing you now for
I
success.
I know.
Because you're used to what you have now.
Yeah,
and these new
absolutely.
clubs are going to change your game, change your swing, and you're going to not play well for a while. So, so
Until I
understand
learn
that.
more with those. And I understand that there's and here's the thing. And my golf guy said this numerous times. Said, listen, everybody wants to score well, but if you're only thinking of score, you're missing the mechanics that get you the score.
Right.
So you can't put the cart in front of the horse. Your scores will improve when your swing gets better.
Mm-hmm.
So most people try to focus on hitting the ball, which that's what you do in golf.
Sure.
And it's kind of counterintuitive because it doesn't matter. The ball doesn't matter. Your swing is what matters. Once you put the ball in front of the swing, then it works.
So let me ask you this question.
Yes.
You just talking about this for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Was that therapeutic for you?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm making progress. I feel like I can actually go to a golf course and look respectable.
Sure.
Like my swing actually looks like I know what I'm doing.
But the loud shorts and the loud shirt, you don't care about.
Oh no,
any of that?
I do all that.
All right, good.
I got some fuchsia pink shorts that I wear.
Freaking tastic,
yeah, love
David.
it.
Yes.
So no, fashion is all part of it. Yeah, I'll wear whatever, you know. So the whole point of this is that this is something that's my escape. It's something that this is my self-care thing.
Yeah.
Now, how are we going to connect this to therapy? We're talking about golf, and many of you may not be golfers. That's fine. It could be something that maybe you've always wanted to try, but it's kind of an intimidating game to learn.
Intimidating is a word to use. Aggravating is the more proper word,
Right.
Because yes, everyone has to start somewhere when it comes to trying something new. But again, there's a commitment to it. And when it comes to therapy, you need to commit. So go on. Sorry. I just had to get my 2 cents in
So
there.
looking at golf, and again, there are challenges. You're learning something. You make mistakes. It's frustrating. It's you have to work through a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
When you're learning to golf. So what I was thinking about lying in bed last night, I thought, you know what? What if people would be more open to talking if we were doing an activity? Now, this happens in my office all the time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. My brain just went.
Yeah.
All right. Go on.
So like in my office, especially if I'm dealing with younger kids or even adolescents, we might play a game and we can talk. But what that does when you play something that's competitive, whether it's a board game or golf or anything, you get to see people's true reactions come out.
Right.
Whether it's anger, frustration, happiness, whether they feel like they're having fun learning, or if they feel like it's just, I don't like this. So you can read a lot into behaviors when you're playing a game.
I have one word for you.
Yes.
Uno.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That'll bring out the worst in people.
Absolutely. Especially when you hit with a draw 4 or,
And depending on how you play the game, draw 2, no, draw 2, no, draw 2.
Right.
And then you continue to build it up until it gets to draw 10. And then the person that doesn't have the next draw 2 draws 10.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. So when I was thinking about this, I thought, wow, I wonder if it would be feasible to pull like therapy and connect it with golf somehow. So I did some research today while I was at work, and there are some, not many, like I pulled up, and there are probably 6 or 8 articles on the front page of Google. Second page went to something totally different.
Okay.
So there's not a lot. There's not a lot of data there. But I have read about some people who are using golf in conjunction with therapy.
It's not the worst idea in the world. In Michigan, you can only really practice this outside 8 months of the year.
Right.
Comfortably.
Now we could do it indoors. Now, and again, there's some logistics and some questions, and we'll get into that because people are first of all going to say, well, what about HIPAA guidelines? Because you're out in public.
Right.
And you're talking. So, and I was tell clients. In fact, there are clients sometimes, like especially when the weather's nice, we'll do a walking session.
I love that.
We'll walk around the block and
Yeah.
talk, because get out, get some exercise,
Sure,
get moving. But I always tell them, listen, we're out, so I can't guarantee no one will overhear you. So just as far as confidentiality goes,
right,
you need to be aware of your surroundings.
You got to prepare them.
Yes, absolutely. So the same thing would apply to this. So why would we even want to pair golf with therapy? So here's the thing. When you go out to do something, whether it's golf, and we can probably generalize this to other activities, and you go out and you just want to have fun with your buddies or your girlfriends, you go out, you spend 3-4 hours on the golf course, you have a drink or two, you have fun. And it's just a way to kind of get away and just enjoy being outside, being with other people, playing a game, whether you play it well or not. That's kind of not as important.
Brian Regan, stand-up comic.
Yeah.
One of his stand-ups called The Epitome of Hyperbole. And he went golfing. He told a story about going golfing with a friend of his who had just gotten a divorce. And he got home afterwards, and Brian's wife asked him, "So how's Gary?" He's like, "He's fine." Because you're out on the golf course, you should be talking to one another. And it's like, are you dating anyone? Oh God, it's so funny, the stand-up, because when you're on the golf course, you typically don't talk about personal issues. But if the therapy is directed to help somebody through personal issues, and it's a therapist and the patient doing it, that is,
and that the expectation is that we're going to be talking while we're playing,
right? Because you're out with your buddies, you're not going to ask them, "Oh, how's the divorce going?"
Well, sure,
that's really not going to be a topic of discussion. You're going to be talking about whatever news story and whatever executive order just got signed. It's not going to go towards therapy with your buddies. But if a therapist is involved at the same time, that's brilliant.
Sure,
I love that.
Yeah. I think it's a good theory. I think it's a good thing to kind of look at. So really, and then even when you're out golfing, and you said typically you don't get into personal things, but if you're with friends or people you play with all the time,
people you trust,
you're probably going to talk about things,
right?
I mean, think about it. You're together for 4 hours playing golf.
Right.
You're gonna resolve things. So it gives us space to communicate without pressure of being in like a social setting or like you're trapped in an office. And I say that, and I don't want to say people are trapped when they come to therapy, but sometimes, being in a room for an hour, sometimes that can overwhelm people.
Sure.
Yeah. The other thing golf does, it trains us to be better communicators. Follow me on this. Whether it's about your game, whether it's about issues, whatever it is, it's just conversation just happens naturally because you're in a social situation. You're doing an activity. So it's not like you're just sitting and facing each other. There are no awkward pauses. There's no struggle to talk to each other. It just makes it more relaxing. And even if you play with strangers, the conversation from the first hole to the 18th is totally different.
Oh yeah.
Because you're getting to know people and you're going to, and that it just becomes easier the longer you're with them.
Let me ask you this question, David. When you're out on the course, do you typically just play with Kendra, just you and your wife together? Or will you partner up with another couple, do it and make it a foursome, if you will?
It depends. Some courses they'll assign, if you're a twosome, they'll assign you to a twosome.
Okay.
So we've done that before.
Okay.
Which is totally fine.
But what if you would challenge yourself to say, you know what, I want to be paired with somebody I don't know?
Now, I have done this on the golf course. Like because a lot of times I'll go by myself. I'll just be a single.
Sure.
Typically you can't do it on the weekends on most courses because they don't want to, throw a single player. But oftentimes I'll go and start off as a single and there'll be like 2 guys ahead of me or 2 guys behind me or a threesome ahead of me. And they'll be like, "Hey, you just want to hit with us?" And I'll be like, "Sure,
yeah,
I'll do that."
They're tired of seeing you waiting.
I've done that numerous times where I just jump into a group and play the round with them.
Nice.
So yeah, that's great. And when you're out, and again, other than we're going to get into the game itself as far as the emotions attached to that in a moment.
So there is an episode 2.
Oh no, there will be an episode 2 for sure. So it just helps you to, it's easier to talk when you're doing an activity. That's the whole point of it.
I love this conversation.
And you can build relationships and develop trust and communication skills. All of that happens when you're with people for 4 hours.
Right. So how far are you out? About $1.30. Well, I think I'm going to play my 7-iron. Are you sure?
Yeah, you just hit your 790 on the last hole.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
Get out your putter.
So, folks, we're going to continue on with part 2 of therapy and golf, mixing them together. Or you can say golf and therapy. Either way, it works just both ways.
Therapy and social activities.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So we can expand this, not just for golf. I'm just using golf because it's an example I was thinking of.
I love
but definitely we're going to focus more on this, and I'm going to give you some more reasons how this might be able to work for you in a therapeutic setting.
Okay. Depending on their sports skill set.
Absolutely.
All right.
So before we go.
Oh, yes. Who is
Somebody needs a home.
Who is it?
Let's see who we can do first. We're going to do Jet is first.
Jet
is a lab mix. He's neutered. He's 50 pounds full. He will be 50 pounds full grown.
Okay.
He was born in June of 2024. So about
he's
9 months old.
Yeah.
Dog friendly, yes. Kid friendly, yes. Activity level is medium high.
Cat friendly?
Cat friendly, unknown. It's always unknown because they probably have never spent time with cats.
True, but you said it's a lab mix?
Yeah.
He'll
be fine.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. But this is Jet.
Aw, black lab mix
Look
at that. Jeez. Look at those eyeballs.
I know.
He's just
beautiful.
Staring at your soul is what he's doing.
Jet needs a home.
Let me get a closer
here you go,
look.
Matt. You take a look.
I do. I've grown up with a lot of labs in my life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And yeah, he's adorable. I almost see a little beagle in there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cute.
So Jet is ready to go home. He's ready right now. Look at that. You going to say no to that face?
I have to.
No, I know I have to also, but DetroitDogRescue.com/adopt.
Thank you.
Jet's ready to go home. Pick him up. All right. We'll be back next episode with Golf and Therapy Part 2. Those of you on Facebook Live, stick around. We're doing one more show. Those of you listening to audio, whatever platform you're on, jump ahead to the next episode, or if it's not there, it'll be there on Tuesday or Thursday.
Yes, it will.
All righty, folks. In the meantime, change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time. In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist Podcast, this is part 2 of Golf and Therapy, or Golf Therapy. Either way you want to say it, that's what we're talking about. If you didn't listen to part 1, jump back an episode, or you can catch up after you listen to this one. Either way, it'll work. You're going to get all the information. So Golf and Therapy, how does it work? How can it help you? How is it even possible to do? That's the big thing. We're going to talk about that and finish up in part 2. All right. In the meantime, we'll be right back.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying, like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this antique over here out of Detroit.
Spawned in the hellfires of Motown. Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
Stationed in Drambuie. It's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit. Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit. It's in Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? It is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist, and we are back with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
You know, I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you, Matt. That is Matt Fox, the other voice you hear.
It is.
I'm happy you're here too, Matt, because I wouldn't know what the heck I'm doing with the crazy computer stuff.
Can you work a mouse?
Yeah, I can.
All right,
Yeah,
you're all
okay,
right.
all
You're
right,
good.
I'm good. But anyway, Matt Fox is here. He's
Yes.
handling everything. He's my producer. He handles all the back end stuff and all the crazy technical stuff. So let me give a shout out to Podcast Your Voice here in Southfield, Palatial Studios. If you have an idea for a podcast, go to podcastyourvoice.com.
There we go. Podcastyourvoice.com.
Mhm.
If you have a passion, if you have something that you love to talk about and it's not related to anything that you do at work, and it's let's say it's shoelaces, and you like the aglets on certain shoelaces, and if you have a passion for such a thing and you can sprout out about it, you know what? Sit down with us.
Yeah.
You know,
Because somebody somewhere has the same passion.
Honestly,
that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
There are podcasts about everything. I'm telling you, there's thousands and thousands of podcasts.
When was the last time you heard a human being say the word aglet?
I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say aglet.
And
So
if you
good
don't know
one,
what that
Matt.
is,
good call. Yeah.
But that's the thing, you know, you want to sit down, you really don't know the inner workings, getting it published and
Yes.
making that RSS
Well, and
feed.
that's a
and all
great
that
thing
stuff,
about
so.
Podcast Your Voice is you come in, sit down, you talk, they record, they upload it. It's all done on the back end.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's well worth it. Plus you get a great studio with a full bar and people to help you.
Congratulations
Yeah.
on 5,000 plus downloads.
Thank you. Yeah.
Honestly,
I just posted that a week ago, maybe something like that.
being a part of this show, being a part of your
Mhm.
journey over the past 5,000 downloads.
Yeah.
I hope you get another 5, 10, 15.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the whole point of a podcast. You want to reach a much larger audience as
Sure.
you go. You
And
wanna
that's
grow
why
it.
that's why it's important for the listeners to like and subscribe. I know
Absolutely.
you're probably going to say that
Yep,
again.
I will, but that's a
but
good
like,
time to
subscribe, follow,
emphasize it.
share, you know,
Mhm.
comment. You know, we record these episodes live
Yep,
every
every
Monday
Monday.
night at Eastern
Mhm.
Standard Time, 8 p.m.
Yep.
And if you want to be a part of the show, you can go on to your Facebook page.
Yes.
And you can be a part of the show. You can ask questions based on the topic that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Today it's golf and therapy.
Yeah.
Combined together. One of my
Yeah.
favorite things
Yeah.
is therapy. I mean, golf.
Yeah.
But yes, podcast your voice. You know, come and sit down with us. We have a good time.
Absolutely. You'll have fun, and it's just something for you to get the word out.
Mhm.
Like if you have a passion, share it.
Mhm.
It's awesome. And I really enjoy doing these because it gives me another avenue. Because I'm a therapist. I see
Yes.
people by the hour. I
Yeah.
can only see a certain amount of people a week,
Mhm.
but this allows me to reach a much broader audience
Sure.
in the same time.
Right. And it's not this is somewhat therapeutic for you as well.
Well, it's my
outlet
creation,
Yeah.
I guess, or my outlet,
Yeah.
and just being able to share with people because I want people to be healthy,
you hear
mentally healthy.
You hear a lot of things every day, and you as an individual, as a human being,
Mhm.
you need to be able to express yourself just as much as the next person.
Absolutely.
This is an avenue for that.
Well, yeah. So my podcast is an outlet. Golf is an outlet. for
Yeah.
me. So, and we're talking today about golf and therapy. So let me tell you, first of all, where you can find me.
Yes,
My
please.
website is motorcityhypnotist.com. Check that out. Soon there will be a link on there to access my Motor City Mentalist site, which is in process. It's being built and it will be up soon. So check that out when you get a chance. And if you need to book a show, especially a post-prom or grad night, these dates are coming up quick and I'm filling up quickly. So go to my website, motorcityhypnotist.com/shows. And you can get a quote and book it within minutes online and have it done and reserved. Check that out.
All right.
My social media, Facebook and YouTube, are both Motor City Hypnotist. Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok are all Motor City Hypno, HYPNO. And as we've done every single episode, going back to number 1, free hypnosis guide. Text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. Within minutes, you'll have a PDF. It's a PDF that I've written. It's a brief overview of what hypnosis is, how it works,
some
myths and misconceptions.
Myths and misconceptions.
Yes.
Yes.
It tells you a little bit of what hypnosis is. Now, it's not an exhaustive guide. It's not a book. It's a 2-page PDF, but it kind of gives you an overview and gives you a better understanding of why hypnosis is so effective at changing thinking patterns.
Yeah.
So yeah, just text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. You'll have that within a few minutes. And it will also give you a link to my Google page, Motor City Hypnotist, Google Business Listening. And there you can leave a review as well. That would be greatly appreciated.
So many ways to contact you.
It is. There's tons of ways. And again, wherever you're listening, as Matt said, leave a review. That helps us more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. It is time, Matt.
That's how winning is done.
I'm peeking over.
All righty.
I'm peeking. I see
You're
snow.
peeking. You're
I see
seeing snow, and you're seeing a guy holding a pizza delivery bag.
I did not know the pizza delivery bag. I
okay.
thought he was skiing, but
Nope,
okay, here we
nope.
go.
When a pizza delivery driver walked away from the door of an affluent house with nothing but a $2 tip, he didn't realize it would change his life.
Okay.
$2 doesn't sound like much, but it earned the attention of a local police officer who astounded. Let me start that sentence again. It earned the attention of a local police officer, who, astounded and distraught with the lack of generosity shown to the driver, set up a GoFundMe to try and help him out.
The police officer started a GoFundMe for a pizza
delivery guy
who got a $2 tip.
Yes.
From an affluent household.
Yes.
Go on.
Yes. A blizzard was belting Brownsburg, Indiana, and out in the middle of it was Connor Stefanoff, trying to keep the mail-like delivery standard of a local pie maker, Rockstar Pizza.
I thought you were going to say Domino's.
In nothing
Ding.
but some sweats and a pair of Nikes, Stefanoff walked a half a mile when the road to the address was closed.
Holy shnikes.
He got the $40 order to its buyer and got $2.15 as a reward. So here's the thing. You got to realize he didn't just deliver it to the house.
He walked half a mile.
He walked half a mile in a blizzard to get it to the house and then back to his vehicle.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah, exactly. Barefoot.
Fighting off polar bears with his pizza box.
Nearby was police officer Richard Craig, who was stopped by a crash. Seeing Stefanoff walking through the drifty sidewalk, Craig whipped out his phone and started recording an impromptu interview for his popular TikTok account.
Okay, the delivery driver had a TikTok account.
No, the cop.
The cop did. Oh,
Yeah,
even better.
the cop did.
All right.
After hearing how far he had walked and the extent of the tip, Craig lost it. Okay, I'm going to paraphrase.
Holy crap. That's a full page.
This is what Officer Craig posted. Now
on his TikTok,
I'm just going to show those on Facebook Live. This is his response
on TikTok
to this issue. This is what he posted.
I see the word dedication in capital letters across the page.
So I'm going to highlight a couple things. $2 tip should be a crime. Whoever did this, shameful. Rockstar Pizza has a rock star driver. This guy is a rare breed. During today's all-day snowstorm, crashes and slide-offs were coming in near 30 calls an hour.
Wow.
The school bus had a minor crash. This delivery driver pulled up before officers arrived. This man is built different. He would not be discouraged by the obstacles he was encountering, which included a half-a-mile hike round trip in the cold, wet snow. He had no coat, no gloves.
Oh, okay.
But he was determined this family got their pizza. This is in a more affluent neighborhood, and I'm sure he thought he would be rewarded for this rare display of pride and dedication to his work.
That's the cap.
That is oftentimes not seen by some of his generation. But more so, he wanted to ensure the family got their pizza. So they did not have to leave. So they did not have to leave the confines of their warm, comfortable, and very nice home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yes.
And not to take anything away from this driver, because yes, that is dedicated. Was the pizza warm or hot?
See, that's a good question. I don't know.
I have to point that out because yes, it may have been cold. They may have been like, you know what? It's cold pizza. Here's a $2 freaking tip.
Okay, so here's the powerful statement on this. I really hope caps. I'm going to yell the caps part. It'll be fun.
Just
I really hope this algorithm is good enough that whoever did this sees this. You should be ashamed of yourself, whoever you are. Shame on you. A $40 pizza delivered and a $2 tip. Everyone in this neighborhood can afford it. If they can't stop ordering pizza, you can't afford. Pay the tip for someone that probably makes double my salary.
My hand's up again.
Yeah.
How much was he getting paid per delivery?
See, that I don't know.
So I'm only pointing out. Yes, the driver was getting paid per delivery. Yeah. A $2 tip is outrageously dumb,
right?
Especially in the elements that
especially for what he had to go through to get their pizza to them.
And the folks that received said order probably did not know that he had to park a half a mile away.
Even so, he's driving in a blizzard.
But you should be able to see this guy in a pair of sweatpants with no jacket and no gloves.
Right.
See this man shivering, saying, "Here is your pizza." Right.
So, yeah, without reading that entire rant, you can read this.
I will. I'm going to take that home.
It's the TikTok is Officer Craig. Hold on. At Officer Craig is his TikTok. Okay. At Officer Craig. Check it out.
Is that CRAIG Craig?
CRAIG.
All right.
At Officer Craig.
All right.
So he finishes this story finishes and Craig said, "Look at this man. The man walked through hell and high water to deliver a pizza." Shortly after that, Officer Craig posted another video in the snow explaining how he ran back to his car to give Stefanoff all the cash he had in his wallet.
Wow.
Look at these homes. They absolutely had the means to tip this young man. Absolutely insane. Do better, people.
Thank you, Officer Craig.
Announcing in the video description that he had set up a GoFundMe to try and get Stefanoff a $500 reward.
Wow.
An anonymous donor dished out $1,500, while almost 2,000 people raised $39,000 at the time of publishing.
Oh my God.
All to show a delivery driver they appreciated him.
That's wild.
I still don't believe it's real, but it is, Stefanoff told WRTV Indianapolis. The owner of Rockstar Pizza, Ron Matthews, said Stefanoff is well deserving of the attention. He wasn't here in the restaurant. He had no idea people were watching him, but he got out, walked it to the house, and came back without any expectations. So Officer Craig and
the delivery driver,
Stefanoff. I'm trying to remember his first name. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Give me a moment.
What's the guy's name?
Connor Stefanoff.
Connor
Stefanoff.
All right.
And Officer Richard Craig. Man. Definitely winners of the week.
That's how winning is done.
Yes, it is.
And I'm not defending the folks who order the pizza in any way, shape, or form. That is ridiculous. You need to be smarter. You need to be more respectful and responsible with what you're doing and what at the time you're doing it.
Yeah.
If it's a full-on blizzard, it has been all day long, you're ordering pizza, you are putting other people's lives in danger.
Yeah.
And for this guy to show up, deliver it, and do what he's supposed to do, it's his job. I get it. Reward him with more than $2.
Well, that is a crisis that's going on right now. Is that, I don't know if it's age related. I don't know, but people don't tip the way they should in general.
I'm kind of thinking about the movie Better Off Dead. They gave him $2 because they didn't want him to come after him.
I want my $2.
Where's my $2? Yeah.
All right.
So back to it.
So speaking of golf
and therapy, baby.
So we're talking about golf and therapy. Again, this is part 2. So we're going to finish up with this subject today. But if you didn't listen to part 1, jump back and we'll get into it. So,
and I will make a promise to you now. This coming season,
yes,
you and I are
going out.
Yes,
we are.
So we just can laugh at each other.
So we're talking about how golf and therapy can work together to help people.
Yes.
The other thing that happens when you play golf with individuals, it strengthens our relationships and our interactions with others. Here's the thing, whether it's with people you know or people you don't know, we learn sharpen, if you want to call it, our small talk skills, our skills of getting to know someone, especially if they're strangers. Because again, as you said, Matt, I don't know if I said this on air last episode, I've been teamed up with strangers on the golf course because I'm single a lot of times.
Right.
So yeah, you're talking to total strangers. They might be, you just don't know. So the big thing is you learn how to talk. You talk golf, but you also start getting into personal areas. When you're with somebody for 4 hours, things just start happening. You find out what people do for a living. You find out what their interests are. You find out if they have family. I mean, all that kind of plays in.
I will preface that by saying, be careful about the information that you share
with strangers,
right? And or receive.
Yep.
And go on.
Yep.
Just be careful.
So here are the things. I mean, strengthening relationships and interactions and communication. This is all things that we would do in therapy, but you can practice it while you're playing golf.
Sure.
You're doing the things that we stress that are important in therapy. That helps us. So the next thing that golf helps us do is it gives us information or material, if you want to call it that, to think about even after the round is over. Whether you played well, whether you played bad, as far as the game at course, the game itself. But it can also be, oh, I met these people. So I'll give you an example. So I told you my wife started golfing before I did.
Yes.
So she would go by herself to the course and, you know, and play, but she hooked up with this threesome of ladies.
Okay.
And they ended up all becoming friends. Now, 2 years later, her job situation changed. So she's now working during the days, but she would go out every week with these ladies and play golf.
Yeah.
And then she's also on a golf league on Thursday nights where she plays with her other friends.
I love that.
So it's a good outlet. It's a good, it's therapeutic. And I think that's the key word I want to focus on here is that getting out and doing things. Now I know people that suffer from anxiety and depression, that may seem pretty overwhelming. Here's the thing though, because you're doing an activity, it makes it so much less stressful. It's not like you're just sitting and facing someone and having to have a conversation.
Sure.
When you're playing a sport or involved in an activity, it's so much easier to interact with other people.
You know, I thank you for that, because as an individual doing a sport, I'll give you a true story.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter, when she was in high school, she got involved with weightlifting.
Nice.
And it blew my mind. I'm like, she very petite young lady, you know, and I'm like, why weightlifting? Why not, you know, soccer or baseball or volleyball? You know, you could do those things. She goes, honestly, Dad, it's only me. I'm the only person I could let down. And that makes me want to get better.
Right.
And I was like, that for a 16, 17-year-old young lady to say that, it just blew my mind.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Because you're right. With the team sport, you could kind of mail it in.
Yeah.
And somebody could cover you.
Sure.
Like I played baseball in high school. Now, granted, that's a little bit more, if the ball's hit to you, the focus is on you.
Yeah.
So it's hard to hide there. But in a sport like basketball or football or even hockey, you can kind of sit back and just kind of
someone
not
else, you
give
got
your
another
effort.
team. But if you're not able to deadlift 400 pounds and you don't pull the weight, that's on you.
Sure.
That's only on you.
And that's the great thing about golf. It's all individual. Your performance is you.
Yeah.
There's nobody else that's going to help you or hinder you.
Sure.
And that's you're right. You're right about
I
that.
I was astounded by the logic of it all. So
here's the big thing about golf, and I'm going to explain it to you. Just like any other sport that you're learning, it can be very frustrating. So I feel like if I'm with a client and we're on the golf course, I can witness if there's angry outbursts or frustration or
go on.
Or any other behaviors that I'd be like, oh, there's some anger here, or there's some, you know, somebody who's very self-defeatist.
Do you think they would hold back because their therapist is with them?
See, that's the key thing. Maybe, but I think you'd still get a glimmer of it.
You might get a glimmer of it, but you wouldn't get the overall.
But it would give us something to start to look at, because I could say, Matt, hey, Matt, I noticed you kind of, you know, slammed your club down. So how often does that happen? Like how often do you get into this like anger where you feel like you have to do something?
Oh, see when the vein pops out of my head. Yeah. I'm always angry.
So but it gives you insight and it gives you openings to talk about emotions,
Sure.
and talk about frustrations.
Yeah.
So now here's the thing: golf is a difficult game, and the whole point is it brings out all kinds of different emotions because you can, and I'll tell you from experience, I can get on a tee on one hole on let's say it's a par 3 and get on the green on my first shot,
Sure,
and be thrilled. Then the next hole I'll double par it, and then I'm pissed off again.
Right.
And it's this seesaw of emotions, but
Mhm.
but it mimics what life does to you.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons I think this is kind of a good environment to kind of open up and talk about things.
Yeah, Robin Williams did a stand-up about the invention of golf. I'm not sure if you've ever seen.
I know when you say it, it clicks in my head, but I don't remember word
all
for
you need to
word.
do is just YouTube Robin
All right.
Williams invention of golf. It's an amazing piece of stand-up.
Yep. So and just as I said, just even in some of the research here, when you're doing well, it brings about endorphins. It makes you feel good.
Mhm,
And when you're doing bad, it teaches you how to deal with adversity. And that can be applied to real life.
Adversity internally.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
not about the
disappointment.
world.
No.
It's just adversity within yourself.
Disappointment with
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to build confidence and self-esteem, especially when you have somebody there
Yes.
guiding you towards that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this is I would love to see this in action.
Now,
And
here's the thing.
be a fly on the golf cart. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, absolutely. Now, here's the thing. And I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I don't need a therapist. I'm just going to go play golf.
No.
I'm not saying dump your therapist.
You need someone
I'm
with
saying
you.
the combination of these two things could be very helpful for a lot of people.
Do you think that the Tiger Woods of the world, the Rory McIlroys of the world, go out on the golf course with a therapist?
I think that a lot of them see sports psychologists to address their mental game.
But do they take them out on the course?
See, that I
with
don't
them?
know. That's a good question.
Because that would be very intriguing to learn
Mhm.
how they get better at their sport, how they get better at
Well,
maintaining.
even when you mention Rory McIlroy, you think, oh, this guy's on top of the world,
Yeah.
or even Scotty Scheffler, or
Yeah,
any
any
other
of 'em,
Colin
yeah.
Morikawa, any of the big names. They all have swing coaches.
Yeah.
Which think about that. Tiger Woods had a swing coach.
Well, he's had many swing
Yeah,
coaches,
but I'm saying when you're that good and you still have somebody analyzing to get better,
yeah,
that's like
that's
impressive.
What's the next step? And that's where a therapist is.
Yeah.
What's the next step? I almost have to believe that they had some type of a psychological coach out there to walk
Mhm.
them through. Okay, I want you to visualize thousands of people around you while
Yes.
you take this swing.
Yep.
And the pressure of that swing
Yep.
to win X amount of whatever.
So let me throw this out there for those of you interested in golf itself. Now, this is kind of attached to this, but a little bit on the side. So I have a hypnosis program to improve your golf game.
Yeah.
Go to my website, go to, I think it might be products. You'll do some searching. It's on there somewhere, but it's a hypnosis. It's probably a half-hour hypnosis recording focused on your golf game.
Wow.
And I did this about, I'm going to say maybe I worked on this maybe 3-4 years ago.
Mhm.
Side note, I actually went to Channel 7 and met with their sports guy. I forgot his name. I don't even know if he's still there or not.
Well,
but,
hold on. There's is it Brad Galley?
No,
All right.
no. I'll know his name if I hear it or I see him. So anyway, I went out and met with them because they wanted to do a story about it.
Okay.
So I went out and met with them and I hypnotized a couple volunteers, not during a newscast. It was kind of on the side. They said, okay, we're going to do this. And then we're going to follow up with the story. Unfortunately, it never happened. I don't know if they got busy or whatever, but this golf program is available. So if you go to my website and you want to improve your golf game without actually seeing a therapist, this is a great way to do it. Now, if you're interested, and here's the thing, this has not been fleshed out as far as the logistics of how this would work.
Mhm.
But if you're interested, reach out to me, because if we can start this and knowing that it's probably going to be a little little rough in the beginning just to get it ironed out as far as a process goes.
I'm having an idea.
Yes.
There are some Channel 7 folks that I'm connected with on Facebook and what have you.
Mhm.
We'll talk off mic, off camera
Yeah,
about it.
absolutely.
But there might be an avenue where there's a gentleman that is working on getting into the senior PGA
Mhm.
that was on the PGA at one
Right.
point, but he has ties with Channel 7.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
we'll talk.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Because I may do is re-promote this golf program, the hypnosis program, but I'm also going to still work on trying to see if it's feasible, even if it's just to start off 1 or 2 people that might be interested in this. And if you are, either hit me up through my website, motorcityhypnotist.com, or on my social media. Probably Facebook Messenger would be the best way.
Okay.
Just to get to me. You can also call the office.
Yeah.
That would work too. But if you're interested in possibly doing golf, putting golf and therapy together, let's work on it together. We can see if we can make something of this.
Got it.
Awesome. Cool. So that is our subject, golf and therapy. Let's see where this goes.
There's so much to learn here,
Mhm.
and I'm excited to see which direction or the direction that this goes in. I want to be a part of it because it's not just because it's golf, and I love
Well,
playing
right.
golf, but
Sure.
for the therapeutic side of it and how
Mhm.
it can help individuals if you've never played golf before.
See, and that's the whole thing. And here's the thing. If you've never played golf before, let's go. Because now, again,
But
I'm
wait,
an
wait.
18 handicap, but I at least teach you how to hold the club and how to do a basic swing.
I'm gonna take this a step further.
Yeah.
You may have never played golf before. You have no intention of ever swinging a club, but what have you done? Are you a bowler?
Mhm.
Right? Do you like, playing soccer? Do you like, doing croquet? I don't care what it is. If that is something that you enjoy doing and that you get frustrated because you do want to get better at it, that's where you want to have a therapist with
Right.
you.
Right.
Do I understand
Now,
that?
yes, I will say team sports become a little more
I
complicated.
said croquet.
because
That's one person.
You said soccer.
I did say soccer.
Yeah, okay,
My bad.
Yeah.
But
But you're right. For individual sports like skaters, or
Yeah.
well, and I do a lot of hypnosis work with individual sports people who ice skate.
Yes.
People who are in cheer competitions.
Weightlifting
Weightlifting is
Yeah.
another one. So anything that, but even team sports. I've done work with team sports athletes as well.
Yes.
Especially things where, because every team sport, there's an individual component to it. In
Billiards comes to mind all of a
but
sudden.
I'm thinking baseball.
Yeah.
So you're a team, but you're up to bat. You're the only one that's up to bat. You're
Ah.
the only one in the field that's going to field a ball hit to you. Basketball, yes, you have a whole team, but when you shoot, you're the only one shooting.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So there are a lot of sports that are team sports, but you can improve individually in those sports.
There is a avenue where you're going down, and it's not new. But if you really want to get better at something, not just in that sport, but for yourself mentally,
Yes.
where you can take these experiences you're having while you're performing the sport to your daily
That's
life.
the key. That is the key, because I know I get really frustrated on a golf course, and I'm like, well, how does that translate to my normal life?
Yeah.
And I can see it. I can be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can get frustrated at that.
Yeah.
So, but it helps you to be more introspective and be aware of your behaviors and your
Sure.
thinking.
Man, my mind is just
I know.
open right now.
When I thought about it, I didn't think it was like an epiphany or anything, but when I was thinking about this last night, I was like, let's talk about this. And here's the thing. I want to get feedback. So those of you who listen to this episode, leave a comment. Let
Yeah.
me know what you think about this, because if it's something that might have some legs to it, I want to develop this out.
Yeah.
I want to make it work.
I agree 100%.
Even if it's slow to start, it could be something that could be very beneficial for a lot of people out there.
Love this.
All right. Cool, folks. That is it for this episode. Before we leave, somebody needs a home.
Mm-hmm. Purple.
Mixed breed.
Okay.
Was born July of 2024. So again, 9 months old.
Okay. A lot of
female.
The past few episodes, Dave, there have been a lot of young pups.
Right. She'll be 50 pounds.
Okay.
Dog friendly, yes. Kid friendly, yes. Cat unknown as usual.
Sure.
And activity level is medium high. Purple needs a home.
Aw. It's like a little
Adopt me. That's what a scarf says.
Aw.
Look at that. He looks so sad. Look at his furrowed brow.
I almost want to. Yeah, the brow is furrowed, but
He's
I'm
like, I want a home.
But
that's what he's saying.
I'm really loving the dark makeup around the eyes.
Yeah, isn't it look great?
Yeah. Aw, just the white going down his snout.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful puppy.
All right. Purple needs a home. DetroitDogRescue.com/adopt. Somebody pick him up, please. Look at that. Look at that face.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. All righty, folks. That is our episode for today. We'll be back next Monday. If you want to follow us live as we record, join us on my Facebook page, Motor City Hypnotist, where it streams live every Monday evening from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give or take holidays or for whatever, but pretty consistently on Mondays.
Got it.
Yeah, join us next week. You can be part of the show. Chime in, ask questions, be a part of it, have a discussion. And again, those of you who have listened to this and are interested in this golf therapy idea, reach out to me.
Yeah.
I want to talk to people and kind of flesh this out.
Love it.
All right, guys. Change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time.